I'm doing sport basically all my life, and I'm running since maybe 20 years ago. So I started running, and I raced. I raced from maybe all the distances you can race, from 100 meter to ultra marathon, ultra trails. But as for now, I'm focusing on half marathon and marathon races because it's for me I like this kind of effort. But if you want,
So I'm Didier Hartmann. I'm a physical therapist from Germany, and yeah, I'm lucky to have here Alexis Bonin. My clients, they come often to me with pain issues, and also they want to become fitter and leaner, and a lot want to run. And so I like to do a lot of different sports, but I'm absolutely not very into running. So I'm very lucky that Alexis is also here. I see you on Instagram posting every day new views on nice temples or shrines or nature because you're just running and exploring just to
yeah,
your
it's also
surroundings.
weird for me, and
Mm.
we're visiting the city, the places, and it's a good way to start to visit and discover new places, maybe sometimes off track.
So I'm more into Taikyokuken, Tai Chi, and I'm also teaching Kung Fu. And yeah, but as we just said, running has also it's simple to do, and it's also have so many health benefits. No, when we it's not only physical, it's also mental, and maybe even can be a social event too. And being part of feeling like being part of something is one of the most healthiest thing we need in our lives. So me personally, I always thought working out or doing exercises is one of the most important things to stay healthy. But recently they were researching about people who were working out regularly. So the data seems to show that these people who feels connected to something, they live longer and healthier, even longer and healthier than people who regularly working out but lonely or feeling alone. So this really shows how important social gatherings are, even for our health. And I mean, for the all of the community, it also saves a lot of money when we stay healthier longer. But I see also this is a common issue for my with my clients when someone comes with, let's say, back pain, or it can be also knee pain or shoulder pain or something else. But I always try to figure out these three different parts of our human life, which is the physical body, of course. Is there enough movement or not enough movement? Or is it too much movement? That can also be. Some people may work out too much because feeling lonely or stressed, and then as a compensate, you're just doing too much. So having a view on the physical side, and then but also what's happening like inside the from the psych side, like how is this person talking to himself. So am I always judging myself? That's not good enough, I have to be better. So this is a kind of a mental state, like where you put yourself always under pressure because maybe you you were taught so by your parents, or maybe you are just working in a company where you always get the pressure. So and then it becomes your own inner talking, like I have to do more, I have to be better. Just as an example, how to treat yourself from inside. So and of course, it's like a journey to yourself, just to recognize that how you are talking to yourself. So and so this is the psychological side, and the third side is the social side. So how do you feel inside your family? Maybe you sometimes the inside the family there's a lot of pressure or stress, or inside your work group there's a lot of social pressure or stress. But just if this customer become aware of these three parts of our social or our general health, like it's not only physical, we are also amped in a social community, and we are also it also depends on our psychological emotional state, which again depends on how we are talking with ourselves from inside. So like also we wait someone else cheering us, but we can also say to ourselves, I did this in a good way. I am okay with myself how I did it. I did it the best way I could do it. But often we are talking to us like it's not enough. I could have done it better or something like this. So, and then we give ourselves so much pressure. And so if the customer becomes aware of these three parts, and then maybe to improve that relationship. So working on relationships is really hard, but it's also so important for our health. I also heard this kind of biopsychosocial medicine is quite new. I think they are doing studies about this like only 10 or 20 years, since 10 or 20 years. So it's far away of being like common sense, but it's so important. And when you have a look on this kind of very individual medicine, then it like working on relationships becomes so important. When you run with a group, then you also have this like this social community, or just you have your coach. You feel like you are on a journey. You are going you are moving. You are like
you
improving.
keep this routine on, just because I think for what I see and for the experience I got from my childhood and in Europe or in Japan or everywhere with all the people, the matter is just to be consistent, because you can run for one work, say, like Didier said, one workout, just maybe okay, I go 2 hours, 3 hours on but one time a week, and after maybe you feel empty the rest of the week. So you have to be consistent. Even for me, I prefer to have smaller in duration time, smaller trainings, but just more consistent. For example, 1, 2, 3 times a week, and you can maintain this, and it's also for your mind. I think it's better to have this kind of free time for your body, your mind, to just take care of yourself, and also from a goal setting point of view, if you want to be, not, I don't say just not to be faster on running, but to be healthier for the full week, it's better to to slice it in parts, and just to have this consistency and progressivity in all the training. It's also to avoid any injuries. So because your body, also your mind, is used to train and have this to start and maintain this routine, even if it's okay. Sometimes say okay, just 10 minutes or 15 minutes here home between, I don't know, I'm work remotely, for example. I've got 15 minutes between some meetings I've got to do. But what I can do, okay, so I can just watch my phone, so go to the fridge, eat something, or I can do some exercise. And
you need also the motivation, maybe, and that's.
But I think keeping this routine, keep the motivation, because each time you just stop, it's harder to get back on. And if you stay focused, and not focused, but in your mind, also your body after will ask you, okay, I used to move, but now I want to move, and if I sit all day long, just it's boring, I need to move. So yes, it's keeping this motivation. It's kind of the life cycle. It's around. Like you said, you need these three parts, these three pillars to be, I think, healthy, not just in your body, but also in your mind. It's a huge component of what you're on.
And you, like you mentioned, when you're just running or just doing exercises or doing something physically, then your mind also changes. No? This was, I think, where you kind of stopped you cannot use word to describe it, when you can just feel like a bird, or you just feel yourself, not your story. Yeah, everyone has a story. You have your story. You have your story. You have your story. You have your story. We both have our stories. But this is just one part of our mind who is always telling us a story. You are this guy. You behave this, you are doing this, and you like this. But on the other hand, we are also physical beings, and we have also other parts of the brain who are just about listening, about watching, about feeling the body. And so when we use these senses more, then we feel more like free from our story, and that can be such a relief, especially when the story is heavy, like it's a burden sometimes. Then, like while running, I would say also sometimes when you get a massage or you do a Tai Chi or a Kung Fu workout, then I feel so free. So, and then when you're at this state, then you automatically want to have it back again. When you start to enjoy, when you get to this state where you can just feel yourself and you see, it's kind of easy. You just have to do it regularly. Yeah, I mean that's the hard point, but if you start to do it regularly, then it can become such a source of energy for your health, for your relationships, for everything. Yeah, and I think this is also because our brain, our mind starts to turn faster and faster and faster every year we live, because we have more and more things to consider, and maybe more and more also things to take care. And so either, of course, you can also, like today is a sake festival here next to the practice, you can use alcohol to get relaxed, but you can also use sports to get relaxed and to just come back more to your natural feeling. Like a bird don't think about his like past or the future. A bird just, oh, today is a nice day and I will eat a worm, and then when it's thirsty, then it drinks something, no? And then I think also when you are, I guess when you are running a lot, then you also isn't that this kind of runner's high you get when you run a lot, like feeling free and light.
This is a sort kind of meditation you refers to. Yes, just to can focus on your own breath and your own mind. Just and for some people, I know that running when they're struggling for example, at work, they didn't find out. Okay, I don't find the solution. What I can do, just go out, and sometimes when you just exercise and just not running, you can run, you can bike, you can do some workout. It just to pop it out in your brain. Okay, the solution is here. Just because you have to need to sometimes just not focusing on this task, and just sometimes just coming like you just
because you activate more parts of your brain. You are thinking and thinking, but this is just kind of such a little part of your brain. It's like you open up for all the ideas who could be, and then you get the right idea for. And you,
that's why you need to work on all the pillars.
So we have the social aspect that to meet other people. We have also the emotional aspect, like feeling free for that moment of workout. And of course, from the physical side, it also changes a lot. So I have a question for you. Do you know how much water we have inside our bodies? Do you know? Around 90% is for babies. When we grow older, it's like 60%. So let's say my weight is 70 kilo. So how many liters of water do I have in my body? How many? So like 40 liter. 40 liter. This is a huge aquarium, isn't it? 40 liter aquarium. Here is water, and only 5 liter is blood. 5 to 6 liter is the blood. So the blood is moved by the heart, okay? It's circulating. But what's about the other 30 liter, 35 liter? What's about? Inside the muscle and the fascia system. And when we don't use the muscles, so what kind of quality do we have in this water? What kind of quality? It's like an aquarium, you never change the water.
Stagnant.
Yeah, the fish are very unhappy. So we are. Yeah? So you think, maybe when I eat more chocolate, then I become happier. But the less you use the water, you move the water inside your body, the worse become the water quality. And then we try to use more chocolate, but you will need even more and more because the water quality just sucks, yeah, become worse and worse. And so this is the physical side, like of moving. When you use a lot of muscles, and also in running, you also use your arms. No? You use the whole body. You're rotating the spine through the muscle pump. These fluids are moved, so it's also circulating and can be exchanged easier. And the cells in your body, they're producing some waste, and they are putting out this not into the blood but into this fluid, this lymphatic fluid. And so there's also a lymphatic drainage massage, but you can do it yourself when you just move like daily. Let's say again a bird or a cat or a dog. When you have a dog, you respect the needs of the dog's body. The dog needs to go out every day. The dog has no day off. But when we don't have a dog, we don't consider our body. So like the body also needs just to have a sampu suit, just to have a walk around. Yeah. So these fluids also needs movement. Yeah. And when this fluid is moving, and then also it's easier to maintain health or to rehab faster.
Okay.
So the question was if there are some problems with pain in the knee or the hip, if there's during running, no? Then if there is a softer way to run, or is there a specific approach than when you have pain issues?
So yes, thank you. Yes. Yeah, so first I would say if you have some, just at least go to the doctor to have a yearly checkup to see if to see what's going on, if it's all okay. I just take, so from this point all is okay. Just you want to have a regular routine of running. So what I would recommend it's to start, I say, progressively and consistency. You can just have what we do for kind of level of starter, beginner to the sport. It's to switch some, you can run a bit, for example, 30 seconds, 1 minute, and after you can walk fast. And again, and you repeat this set just when you feel the need, you can just walk fast and be back on running just 1-2 minutes, and after it's increasing a bit, because I know, like you mentioned, the running, it's a contact sport, especially on your ankle, your knees, and your hips. So it's you have to take care of that, because from a cardiovascular point of view, this system will adapt faster than your muscle, than your joint. So you have to take care of them, and to build on just progressively with consistency, so that I say you can run for the first time when you start just 10 minutes. Because the people they start, they want to do 20-30 minutes from zero. So but it's a huge gap, so it's starting by just to have 1 minute, 2 minutes, and after I walk, because they need to rest also. It's not related to my heart or my lungs, but also it needs to rest and to be back again. It's kind of interval training, but at the small, the small side. So it's just.
Yeah, and I can also add that in the modern physiotherapy, we say, or it's a quote, they say, like use it or lose it. So if you were used to run, but you can still walk, and so when you want to be able to run again, then you can do so, like Alexis said, with very short runs, and because you want to have it back, you want to use it. And then if any possible, your body will try everything to again allow it to you. And the good thing about this is, maybe for the moment you can run 0 minutes, but maybe after 1 year training you can run, let's say, only 15 minutes. But this is already way better than a year before. And the other direction would be to say, oh, I cannot run anymore, so I stop running. So I do walks, and then suddenly the hips start to be painful after a 20-minute walk. And I say, okay, I can only walk 15 minutes. Then the next year is only 10 minutes, and then 5 minutes, and then 1 minute. And so sometimes we overprotect, and then the body's possibilities become less and less. So it's better to try everything, to push a little bit, to move it a little bit, to improve the situation, to be able to, because I mean, walking, we want to be able our whole life, no? And so this is why this is so important. When we can run for 10 minutes, for 20 minutes, for 30 minutes, then we are far away from losing the ability to walk. So yeah.
Me, what I can add, it's when you start running, you stay on a very easy pace. So because the people want to start and they run, I was just too fast. So too fast, you need to be able to speak and to breathe very easily when you run. So it's like your body, is using your aerobic system. Because when you're too fast, it's switch on a maximum. If you're sprinting, it's anaerobic system, just working on the very huge majority.
That when we don't use our body for even only for a month or so, or even of course worse for a year or something. I mean, we always use it. We are going somewhere, but the question is, are we using it consciously? Like when I'm doing Tai Chi with the people, or Kung Fu, or just showing a simple exercise like on all four, and then moving the hands and one leg. I can often see that the body disconnects, or the control of your mind gets worse and worse on your body, because usually, of course, a huge part of our mind is, or the brain is made to control our body movements. Yeah, to that I can okay, I want to grab something. I mean, that's very easy, but I can move my hand or my body in different angles. And so when I show something like, okay, you move your left leg and your right hand like this, and then it's at the beginning it's so difficult. And the same, I guess, I mean, in Tai Chi, you can see that we are doing it very slow, so the people can focus on that. But in running, it's maybe also you see people are running in their way how they are using their body, but the muscle chains are not really working together, and then there's an overload on certain points. That may be the hip, that may be the ankle, that may be the knee. It could even be sometimes the shoulder, which then starts to be painful. But as soon you reconnect more and more the muscle chains, then the load on single joints become lower. Can you hold that for a second? And so this, if you see this is a body, for example, 20 years before we would have said the body rests on his bones, no? But nowadays we say the bones are just inside the soft tissues, and the soft tissues it's just a part to attach for the soft tissues. So when your body is really connected, the muscle chains, then and there is some pressure, let's say, while you are walking, then it's like the pressure is taken by all the system. As you see, there are a lot of tissue around, and no bone is touching another bone. It's just the pressure, the load is moved smoothly through the whole system. But when we have some stiffness or some malfunction, or the muscle chains are not working ideally together, then there's the same impact, but there's a huge overload on one single part. And then you start feeling it, and then you say, what's going on? There must be something wrong here. But it's not wrong here, it's the stiffness is around. And if you start to reconnect, to rehab everything, then the pain here also can disappear, because everything then works smoothly together. It needs some tension, but not too much. So we need relaxation, but also activity. So it's all about the right balance. at the end.
So if you start from scratch, so you are not running currently, I say maybe if you start running like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it's great. Just what I said, just switching from running and walking. You feel good, you feel easy, you can start to increase the time of running, and you have to progress step by step.
Of course, also when you start doing Tai Chi, for example, it's frustrating at the beginning because you know only one move, or you have even to think about the second move, and you don't understand what's doing your right hand, your left hand, your right foot, your left foot, and so you need maybe a portion of motivation that you really want to achieve a certain goal, and then the fun starts, and then all the benefits come. So you need that precondition of
kind of ingrained sport.
yeah.
So sport, you have fun after. So.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
That's why when also for the beginners, or also the people who have time, they can just do other sports like swimming or biking. It's good for the complementary, just because also it's resting your lower body from ground contact, but and also strengthen all the muscles and the joint, and also the cardiovascular system to add some points. I can don't run today, don't run 15 minutes. We can do 30 minutes of bike. It's good.
Yeah. So maybe moving is always good, either swimming or whatever. Yeah. So, but let's say because I also know clients, they barely can go, like only with 2 sticks or something, but they can still swim. So, and then of course it's nice when they can then move and work out in a pool, because your cardiovascular system also needs that. But as I mentioned before, use it or lose it. So the ability to walk, it's like one of our basic abilities that we want to maintain as long as possible. And so when, of course, we have also to care that we don't overload our system, our body, but we can kind of rehab the muscle connections, the muscle chains, that everything works as good as it's possible for us, so that we can simply maintain our health, our walking ability, or let's say our general health, as long as possible. Okay, then thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.